In this short documentary, I'll be speaking to a number of people who share different belief systems, going through their mindsets and hearing what their perspectives are on life and what comes after it. Joseph Nyland.
That's the name.
Alright, here we go.
Yeah.
Would you say you're religious?
I was baptised, Catholic, but no, I've never been a religious person. No.
How come?
I've had time to kind of like develop and grow as a person, and I guess through that time, I've been able to have my own thoughts, my own feelings towards different things, and especially in science, you learn stuff about like evolution, the theory of evolution, and that's kind of taken a more important stand in my mind rather than that of God, deities. I feel like I'm a bit more leaning towards, a lot more leaning towards science than I am religion.
So, do you believe in God or a higher power?
I do believe there is a higher power, whether that is even conscious, maybe it's not conscious, maybe the higher power is the universe itself, but I do believe there's something greater than us, whether that is even another civilization, another person, another being that we can't wrap our head around.
What do you think happens when we die?
When we die, I don't know, that's a really tough one. I try not to dive too deep in the discussion of death. Sort of once you like dip your feet in the sort of conversation, you end up getting submerged in some ways in your mind. It can kind of overtake your feelings and your thoughts. It can send you in quite a deep place. But I don't think there's anything special about death. It's just a part of nature, the whole cycle.
So do you think that we go anywhere? Do you think our consciousness is like carried on? Or is it just like nothing? Or something else?
Our consciousness, no. Not consciousness. I feel like that ends with the person who we are today. But in regards of what we are, what makes up what we are physically, I do think that carries on. If you look at it in a way of when you die, you're buried in a graveyard, your body's then, digested by smaller microbes and organisms, all that then reproduce these tiny organisms that then react to the whole food chain.
Yeah.
So then your body becomes part of the earth. I don't feel like we don't disappear completely. We reuse and use like every other animal is. Death is it's inevitable, and it's just a part of life.
What do you think life is?
What is life? I don't think you can define it. I don't think you can. I think it's very it's very true to the person who you are, and it's relative to that individual rather than a consensus of ideas. I don't think you could put your finger on what life is.
Do you think life has meaning?
Again, I feel like it's relative to the person. I don't think life has a meaning. I do feel like you give life a meaning. You get out of life what you put into it. The way that you see things and the way you act, think, feel in situation is what your life is. It's very true to the individual, and no one person's life is the same as the other.
So do you believe in evolution? How do you think we became these creatures? Like, how do you think we became these developed animals, or undeveloped maybe?
Yeah, I feel like that's quite good. I don't know, I agree with the whole underdeveloped. I feel like we can see ourselves as this almighty, powerful being, but at the end of the day, we're just like, we are talking monkeys. We are closer to chimpanzees than chimpanzees are to gorillas. So, if you think about it, there's not a lot different. Nothing makes us special in regards to biology. I just feel like evolution just made its own path for us.
What do you think we are? And do you think we are anything beyond our physical forms?
We're just Homo sapiens, aren't we? Wise man. You know, given to us by ourselves. Like, that's the name we're given to ourselves. So, as narcissistic as that sounds, I think we're just what we are. I don't think there's anything special, anything unique. I guess unique in the way of individuals, but as a collective, we're just another species.
Now we will look into the thought processes of two people on LSD who have asked for their faces not to be shown. So what do you think happens after we die, from your perspective on psychedelics?
Okay. I guess as I've I'm not say experienced it, but I feel like I've been either closer to something using psychedelics, I would say. That's because I would say there's been points where I was like, I would, after a psychedelic trip, I would really think of where after that could it go. I would say, before doing psychedelics, I was quite not naive to it, but think about it. Not naive, as in I hadn't really thought about it before.
I don't even know where to begin with this. It's like so many like.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm trying to say.
It's like so many like religious ways of looking at it.
You can doubt it, like anything you say, you can doubt as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought I was naive to the thought of it, but now it hasn't made me, I wouldn't say more worried, I would say it's made me become aware, yeah.
Of death?
Not even. I mean, like, I wouldn't say I've experienced it, so there isn't so much I can say, but like, for example, when you're fully in your body, and there's like no other thing there. Like the other night I was just lying down looking at my ceiling, and then it's only then when everything's black, everything is completely shut off, and it's completely just you. You have to think, yeah, everything around me will probably die, but there's that one thing inside, like the burning candle kind of inside you that will probably live on. But you never.
That's your soul.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eternal soul.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like your body being like a
Vessel.
yeah, like a spaceship or some shit like that. And you're like the person in it. And you just
Exactly.
fucking go wherever you want.
Should we get onto that? How you just didn't take anything too seriously at all?
Yeah.
Okay, let me dumb it down. If you're fucking worrying about a good example, like A levels or GCSEs, if you look in the huge grand scheme of it all, none of that fucking matters one tiny bit.
Nothing really matters, like literally nothing.
So you think,
Nothing.
oh, this thing's really got me hung up at the moment. You can just be like, hold on. It's even lucky that I'm even here in the first place. You should be more grateful for everything. Way more grateful.
After doing psychedelics, how do you like live life differently? Are there any big changes?
Giving less of a shit in general about small and minor details that don't mean anything at all.
Yeah. Kind of broadens your view.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, like I never determine
Yeah.
like what's gonna happen after death. Like I'd never have a for sure theory. But what I think it should be, or what I'd like it to be, is like a test of consciousness. And then if you're a really conscientious person throughout life, and if you reach like we're talking about levels of consciousness. If you reach deeper levels of consciousness, and if you can use it to your advantage as well.
Yeah.
I think If there is an afterlife, you're probably tested for it.
Are you religious?
Yeah, I'm religious. I'm Muslim
And why are you religious?
because I was born into the faith and I've chosen to believe in the faith ever since.
Do you believe in a God or a higher power?
Yeah, I believe in God, or also known as Allah.
What do you think happens when we die?
I believe that when we die, straight away, where two angels come down, they ask us about our life and what we've done in our life, if we have sinned, if we have done good deeds, and if we have done good deeds for that have outweighed our sins, then the angels will come down to us in a peaceful way and will not question us about our life. But if we have sinned more than we've done good deeds, then the angels will interrogate us about our life. And then when we're waiting for Judgment Day, so when for the world to end, if we have sinned, then living the rest of our days in our grave, or just dead, will be terror. But if we're good, waiting for Judgment Day for the world to end, we'll be peaceful and won't feel any pain.
What do you think this life is?
I think life is what you choose for it to be, what you want it to be. I think that we're born and then we choose what we want to do.
Does life have meaning?
Yes, it does, but you have to give it meaning. You have to find what you like in life and keep on doing it.
Do you believe in spirits?
I believe in jinn, and I believe which are spirits that we can't see. And I also believe that we have souls inside us. It's like our bodies are vessels.
How do you think life began?
I believe that God created like the sun, the stars, the earth, and it took like about 6 days. And then he created life, but he used water to create a lot of life.
So do you believe in like evolution, and like how do you think we became these beings?
The first man to come into existence, I think, basically Prophet Adam, alayhi salam, he was made from clay, and then Allah crafted him with organs and different sorts of stuff that makes you a human, and then put him in heaven. He showed him to the angels, and he let him live his life. And then he created a woman called Eve, or Hawa, but he made her from Adam's rib cage, and then they had children, and those children reproduced and kept on reproducing, and that's how humans came into existence.
What do you think we are?
We're just beings that were made to have free will, and I just think that beyond that we're just souls. Nothing more, nothing less.
Although we might have our own belief systems, whether we have developed them ourselves or been shown them from a young age, no one truly knows what our reality is and what we are not seeing.